I think the most recent thing that came out was the single Suzanne and I, if I'm correct. It came out in September here. Also, can you maybe tell a little bit what that song is about?
It's about the idea of falling asleep and just getting lost in your unconscious imagination and almost meeting perhaps your unconscious self or someone else in your dream and deciding to run away with them and therefore never wake up. So maybe that's kind of like, maybe it's like a romance or maybe it's death, but it's kind of, that's what it's about.
Is that a reoccurring figure? It comes back, or he or she comes? Is that Suzanne? You named her Suzanne? Or is it?
Yeah, it's just imagining this entity, this thing that draws you deeper and deeper into your unconscious state, or hypnotizes you to the point where you decide that you would prefer to be in this imaginary place, in this sleeping place, than be in reality and be in the world.
Do you have this often?
Well, I watched this film called My Winnipeg, which is about a guy in Canada, this town that everyone, it's very snowy and everyone just keeps falling asleep, and he really wants to leave but he can't because he falls asleep, and it's very surreal and strange and dreamy, and that's where I kind of got the idea from. I just like this idea that you could just, I don't know, just the way it's sleep. I just think sleep is really fascinating.
It's more like a parallel universe.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Because maybe we'd like just to talk a little bit about that song also, and also about the video that comes with it. Can you recall the moment or where you were when this? Yeah, you've watched the film, but when the music with the idea came, was that at the same time?
Yeah, I just, like I always do, I just recorded it as it emerged from me, and the lyrics were there, and the tune was there, and the chords were there. It just came out very easily, that's all.
Were you watching the movie with the guitar?
No, I think it was like maybe like a week after I'd seen the film, wasn't it?
Was it already, or did it at some point you re-record that you knew that that was the film, or could you directly trace that idea to the film, or was it only after that you maybe thought of that?
Well, after seeing the film, I remember thinking that's a really great idea for a song. I thought, oh, I'd like to incorporate that idea in some way, or and then I think it just unconsciously affected the next song that I happened to write.
And where does the name Suzanne come from? Is that?
It just came out. It just came out of me. That was the name that came out as the first time that I sung it.
Okay. The video, yeah, probably also shows a little bit about how the ideas for the videos. Are you involved in the creative part of that also?
I wasn't really involved in that video, but they pitched it to me, the company, and I thought it was really interesting, and I was just quite taken by it, and I think it turned out really great. Actually, I was really happy with it.
Did you also give something to the company, or did you just listen to the song and they came up with this idea? I
told them what the song was about, and that's how they came up with the video.
Can you tell maybe a little bit what you liked about their idea or their approach on it?
Well, I just think it's quite beautiful. I think dance is such an amazing expression of such an amazing art form, and I love how it does actually tell the story of the song. If you happen to know what the story is, I don't mind the fact that people probably don't know. I think that's nice that someone can have a completely different take on what this song is about. But for me personally, I can see the story of the song through the dances, and it's just really amazing to see people dance to your song. I've never had that before. So
maybe dancing that way is maybe in some cases a better expression than maybe to do it verbally.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, last thing. You've obviously worked now for your first record a little bit more on a low profile, bass and a little bit more in the shade of things, and now you step out of that shade onto the stage, so to say. Does it affect you a little bit, or do you manage to shut off yourself, or?
It hasn't affected me, no. I mean, because I just feel like I'm a touring musician. I work hard, I do what I do. But it's about music for me, and I mean, it's just been an amazing opportunity to be able to play in all these places and to be able to release an album. I think it's obviously there's a lot of people who are really talented that never get that opportunity, and I'm really lucky that Domino found me and released my record. So.
But do you see maybe the writing ability and the touring, you as a touring musician and you as a writing musician, one has to go with the other to make it for you?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, are for you two separate things, or is it more you have to go hand in hand?
They're two separate ways of being expressive and being creative, and both are really important to me.